Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. What they won't know, what they don't know won't hurt them. Okay. All right. This is a little complicated concept about the Mawsuf Sifa. So generally speaking, all Mawsuf Sifa are right next to one another. Mawsuf followed by Sifa, Sifa, Sifa. When I say no long distance relationship means I don't want other words to come in between them, right? The only exception is in an idafa. Again, what is an idafa? It's where you have that possession, where an of comes in between, okay? So in an idafa, sometimes you can have a tiny little extra word in there, and the mawsuf is on one side of it, and the sifa is on one side of it, and in between is a mudaf ilay. Okay, that sounds complicated. We can look at the example and it'll make more sense. So I could say hayatu ad-dunya. Take this na right now. Hayatu means life. Ad-dunya means lowliness, lowly. Low, like Allah calls this life the lowly life because the akhirah is the high life, the good life, right? The enjoyable life. This is where Allah has given us just semblances of the good things in the akhirah, so He calls it ad-dunya. And it's also the place where trials and tribulations. So there's many reasons it's called the dunya, but it is lower. So al-hayatu ad-dunya would be mawsuf sifa to one another, just saying the lowly life. Al-hayatu ad-dunya. What's added in between there though is we gave an idafa to hayatu, right? So now instead of saying al-hayatu ad-dunya, the lowly life, it's saying hayatuna ad-dunya. Hayatuna ad-dunya. So
hayatu and ad-dunya because it's one is mabnina, but it's not. They are not meeting the criteria.
Almost not. Oh, okay. That's also because ad-dunya is a word that is non-flexible. Okay, so you can't see what it looks like in Rafa. And two is it's also feminine because the Arabs said so. Is someone okay with that? That's kids playing, right? Ad-dunya is also feminine because the Arabs said so. Did we take that word in the bus list? Dunya. Dunya is from the list of alif maksura. There we go. Remember I said there's indication of femininity in ta, alif hamza, or just alif maksura. This is alif mamduda, but also alif maksura, alif mamduda. Doesn't occur a lot. Anyways, dunya is feminine because the Arab said so, okay? We'll add it to that list. We'll add it to the bus list. Dunya, it sounds feminine, right? Dunya, feminine. No? Doesn't? Okay. Well, hayatu is feminine. So all I'm saying here is that these are actually mawsuf sifa to one another. Hayatu and dunya are mawsuf sifa to one another. We'll do the test. So we say, are they both rafa? Hayatu is rafa. Dunya is unable to show its status because it's non-flexible, just like Musa. So we'll say, okay, we assume it's rafa. Number two, gender. Hayatu is feminine. Dunya is feminine because the Arabs said so. Singular or plural, hayat, life is one, dunya is one, lowly. And then finally, the type. This is where it gets a little complicated. So the type of dunya is proper or common? Proper. Hayatu is what? So here's where it gets a little complicated. Hayatu is attached to a pronoun. Pronouns are common or proper? Pronouns are proper, which then makes hayatu proper. So in reality, they're both proper. Okay? The reason we teach this not on Sifa Day is because you don't need to be bogged down with this extra rule. But it occurs a lot. Hayatuna ad-dunya means it still translates as an adjective. So it's a lowly life, but now it is of ours. The lowly life, na, of ours. Hayatu na ad-dunya. Lowly life, hayatu dunya, na. Lowly life of ours.
There is no off in Mudaf. I mean in Muslim. It's only
Good. So this is where there's idafa and mawsuf sifa in these words. They've combined an idafa and a mawsuf sifa. So I'll give you another example. Rasulina al-Kareem. Rasuluna al-Kareem. Rasulu. How about ar-Rasulu al-Kareemu? Mawsuf sifa. Ar-Rasulu al-Kareemu means the noble messenger. Okay? Now I said Rasuluna al-Karimu. Rasuluna al-Karimu. Translate it. The noble messenger of ours. And this is a common. Our noble messenger also works. Our noble messenger. What you wanted to get out of it is, I got a mawsuf sifa out of it, noble messenger, and I got an idafa out of it, our or of ours. Okay? So if this is a little complicated, we'll just get used to it over time, but it's kind of common. If you can hear Rasuluna al-Kareem, it comes up quite often. Let's see. Yeah. Usually when we talk, when people are making dua about the Prophet, Ya Allah, give blessings upon Rasuluna al-Kareem, Rasuluna al-Mustafa, etc. Alright. Okay, try this one. Kitabul bintil jadidu. So we're saying it's okay, mawsuf sifa can come, and there might be an idafa in between them. Now try to translate it. So you look at Kitabul bintil jadidu. Kitabu and al-jadidu, do they match in all four properties? Check them. Check if they're both rafa. Are they both rafa? Yes. Are they both singular? Yes. Are they both masculine? By default, yes. And what is their type? One is proper. One is actually looks common, but look at its idafa. Kitabul binti. Al-binti makes it proper. So they're both actually proper. It means they match in all four properties. Now try to translate this. What is it trying to say? There's an idafa in this and there's an adjective in this. Kitabul bintil jadidu. Who's new? Is the daughter new or is the book new? The book is new, okay? And you know that why? Because these two match in status. So these are the two mawsuf sifa. So it's a new book. And who does it belong to? The daughter. So it is the new book of the daughter, or the daughter's new book. A little bit complicated. That's okay. When it comes up, we'll practice it some more.
So Kitab al-Bint is the idafa.
Kitabu al-Binti is idafa.
And al-Binti bint Jadid is the mawsuf.
So what you do here is Kitabul binti idafa, then you go al bintil jadidu, and you're like, there's no connection there. They look like mawsuf sifa, but in reality, one's kasra and one's dhamma. So now I say, well, maybe something else happened. So I look back to the first word, and I say, well, do these two match as mawsuf sifa? So that's the only extra step you're taking. You don't have to keep on going searching everywhere. You say, these two are connected by idafa, these two have no connection, that's strange. Well, let me just double check if the word before the mudaf ilay might have been its mawsuf. So that's all you're doing. Rasuluna al-Kareem, Hayatuna al-Dunya, Kitabul bintil Jadidu. I'm not going to say it's a very common structure, but it's not uncommon. It's not like it occurs all the time, but it does occur. Yes.
Can you break that down again, please?
Yes. Let me get a pen out. All right. Kitab. I've lost it now. Okay. So what I always want to do is make a connection between two words. We see between kitabu and al-binti, is it idafa or mawsuf sifa? It's idafa. One is light, no alif lam. The second one is jar. So I say, okay, idafa. Between these two is mudaf, or we'll just say idafa. There's an I, idafa. So I know in between this, I'm going to have some sort of. Translate kitabul binti. The book of the daughter. The book of the daughter. Now I go to the word al-binti and al-jadidu. I try to see if there's a connection. Are these idafa to one another? No, because this one has alif lam. Okay, so some rules not following. Are they mawsuf sifa to one another? Al bint and al jadid? No, one is jar and the other is rafa. So now I just take one extra. This might be the adjective to the word, the first, the mudaf. If it's not matching the mudaf ilayh, maybe I just go back one, and that's it. You just go back one. Like I said, you're not going to go back, 3, 4, 5 words. Is this connected? No, we'll just go back one word because that's the only exception. Is that you might have a long distance relationship if a little mudaf ilayh comes in between. So I check kitabul jadidu. We say they are rafa. They are both singular by default. They're both masculine by default, and they're both proper. This one is clearly proper. This one was made proper because of the idafa. When the mudaf ilayh is proper, it makes them mudaf proper. So technically all 4 match, and now I say, oh, okay, this is really a sifa. Jadid is a sifa to kitab. So translate al-kitabul jadid means the new book. Originally it was the book of the daughter, now it is the new book of the daughter. Yes. Bint means girl or daughter, just depends on the context. Sorry, yes, girl or daughter. Yes.
If we make it a little complex and we say the new book of the small girl, how would we put it?
Kitabul bintil saghiratul jadid. No.
Yeah, good. Just like I had one haraka off. Kitabul al binti al saghirati, because bint and saghira need a match in status. Al jadidu. Yes. That's how you would do it. Al binti al saghirati al jadidu goes back to al kitab, to kitab.
Why wouldn't you make Saghira at the end and leave Jadid where it is? Does it matter which order it is? Whether Jadid comes first or Saghira?
So this mawsuf sifa, you want to keep bint and saghira together, right? You want to keep this together
Why?
because there's no idafa coming in between the word young daughter.
Young is the.
I could make it more complex. I could say kitabu tina as-saghirati al-jadidu. Then I put a mawsuf sifa in, then I put an idafa in between. I said the new book of our small daughter. Let's do this after class for those who want life to be complicated, okay? It's fun, I know. If this is fun for you, it's fun for me too. But I don't want to complicate others, okay? If the lesson didn't make sense for you, that's
So
fine.
if you add a saghira, so it has to match binti.
Yes,
Not
Mhm.
jadidu.
correct. Because who's being described, the girl or the book at that time? But if I wanted to say the small new book of the girl, I would say Kitabul Binti. Oh, I'm disconnected. Kitabul Binti al Jadidu as-Saghiru. Kitabu was u, so Jadidu as-Saghiru. Masculine, because kitab is masculine. You guys like complicated things. Fun. Okay. Let's go to Surah Al-Baqarah. Alright guys, open up your Surah Al-Baqarah page. I will definitely make it bigger. I can tell right now it's definitely too small. It's going to hurt your guys' eyes.
Are we also supposed to do part of Surah Baqarah or are we going to do everything?
I'm going to do everything in class simply because I know you guys have lots of things to do. Or there may be other reasons. But I'm going to say it's because you guys are really busy.
So can we have a long distance relationship between Idafa and
Idafa, can it have a long distance relationship? No, it shouldn't. The only thing so far that can have a long distance relationship was harf of nasab. So far, harf nasab and its ism were allowed to have a long distance relationship.
But now you're ending with sif masuk.
So we call this a medium distance relationship because the only thing that can come in between is another idafa. I'm not getting connected, but I really want to connect because I have your vocab for Surah Baqarah. So if there's words you don't know, that's okay. I need to give you the vocab. Here it is. Are we connected? Come on. There we go. No? Yes. All right, guys, here you go. Here is your Surah Al-Baqarah vocab as it goes. So the words you don't know, I've got them up on the screen. So you're kind of just doing like, hey, if I don't know the word, let me look up at the word bank. And I'll send this to you guys in your email. Okay, so those who want to print it, I've got actually the whole Baqarah's words that you wouldn't know. Ready? We'll just give a little bit at a time. And then consider this now part of your vocab. So look at your paper. Start going through Alif Lam Mim, Dhalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fihi. The moment you don't know a word, look up. Oh, Rayba, doubt. Okay, now I go back, continue translating. So I want you guys to look at grammatical analysis and try to translate. Take 10 minutes and then we'll get to the answers. Okay? So take 10 minutes with Surah Al-Baqarah. Everyone have Surah Al-Baqarah in their hand? If you need it, come on up. And there will be stuff, there will be grammar that you don't understand, so raise your hand at that point.
Especially invisible isn't.
Do I need to make this bigger? By the way, if it's a fi'al, up here, you'll see it in its original form. Ayqana yuqinu. So you see yuqinuna, I've just given you past and present. So you have to figure out how to properly translate. Yuqinuna would be, they are sure. Okay, so I'm not giving you a word for word here when it comes to fi'al. You have to conjugate it. Where do you pause? Where does one start? And essentially,
So it's either or and it's both. So there's no doubt in it and guidance for
that, yeah. Yeah, yeah. President that y'all would be took me but it would be they Minuna is they on y'all would be. But the IRS is it's not like
Okay, everybody pause. I know everyone's going to be at a different spot. Some people are faster, some people are slower. That is fine. It doesn't matter what speed you go at because come April, you won't be with your classmates. So just go at the speed that works for you. And if we get through something further in class than you got through, then just go at home and just catch up, okay? So let us go through. How did you guys like that? Was that good? Did it boost your confidence or did it make you feel worse? Okay. In between. Okay, one thing I want to mention is, okay, we only have 3 minutes. Where is, where did I put that? It's a PDF.